Morning, everybody. Welcome to LOCPOD, Belgium's top-rated podcast. We are the most dangerous podcast in Indiana.
Kind of snuck up on me this morning.
What's that?
John was all of a sudden 10 seconds.
Well, you're scrolling through Facebook.
I know, dude.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, check out Jana in her 20s.
I know.
I was looking. Well, someone posted that.
He's like flipping through Facebook.
No,
like,
I was trying to get our.
wife.
I was trying to get our
Right.
podcast on, and it didn't happen.
You were just
I'm
like
on now.
perusing the internet.
Good morning, everyone.
We're all getting ready for the show. We're like all talking about the show, and Kevin's
That's
like,
not
"Oh, look
true.
at this is Jana in Rome, and she was 20." It's like
just popped
is
up
that,
out of
is that
nowhere.
a segment today?
No, it's
Yeah.
not a segment.
Morning, everybody.
today.
Thanks for coming to the show.
Good morning,
Great to hear.
LOCPOD.
Yeah,
Season
back.
8.
Welcome, Kevin.
Season Ocho.
Ocho.
Episode Cinco.
The Ocho.
Muy bien.
The Ocho.
Corona, por favor.
Lindsay cut her hair.
Yeah, it looks nice.
How about Lindsay Cam?
You know,
With
Dad,
the new- with the
I
new
told,
hairdo.
I
The
told
new
Dad
do.
that we were going to talk about this on the podcast, and he was like, terrible segment idea.
It's not even a
He
segment.
said that?
It's not even a segment.
He was like, we're going to lose viewers.
We're already.
So-
We're
First
already
thing
done,
I noticed.
actually. We're already moving on. See?
Yeah, you know, you're the only one who made a comment about it. I walked in, I interacted with John, and he didn't even look at me.
Babe, I
so-
saw you last night. Yeah.
Well, that was
immediately.
last night. You're not
Didn't I
counting this.
immediately
Yes.
say something?
He was coming up the stairs, and he
did.
saw the back of my head, and he was like, wow.
I said, "Wow, Linz, new
Yeah.
do. Look
Yeah.
how cute she looks.
Yeah,
Fresh cut."
fresh cut.
My head is so light.
What's the rules on feminism? Can you say cute? I don't know. Like,
yeah,
what
I
Yes.
apologize if I said something
you could
wrong,
say
but
no. You could say cute.
I'm offended.
You can't talk about her ass. That's pretty
Okay.
much.
Yeah.
You just
You,
say
you
like
could
nice
say,
hair.
I like your haircut.
Right.
The end.
Don't be like,
Let's leave it at that.
I'd like to touch you. Like that's where
I
you
didn't
draw
say
the
that.
line.
Please
Good.
don't touch
And you
me.
did it
I
the
don't
right
want
way.
anybody near me.
Yeah. You say nice hair, Lindsay. It looks
Yeah.
great. That's
No.
totally appropriate.
thank you.
Everything's upside. Like, did a man
It's
just
not
win?
that-
No,
it's
no.
Not that up.
It's not that hard. If you would
not that
say it
hard,
to your
John.
dude,
John's
dude
like, I
friends, you
can't
could
talk
say it
about
to
her
me.
ass. Like, what's going on in America
see?
these days?
It's upside down.
Last year I was able to talk about everyone's ass.
I know,
Today,
right?
it's all upside
It's a
down.
woke culture.
Listen, I saw Miss Universe trending the other
Yes.
night, and what's going on there?
What do you mean?
Don't know what happened.
Did a man win Miss Universe? Is this true?
No,
Or is Twitter wrong?
Come on.
What?
Is this not true?
I don't know. I don't watch that shit.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
watched that.
I'm just
in
saying.
years.
I don't know what's going on
Newsmax
anymore.
is reporting the man won Miss Universe.
Okay. Well, what the hell are they talking about?
I have no idea.
I'm gonna look that up while you guys
All
are
right,
talking.
look it up.
Twitter is
All right.
weird now.
Yeah.
Twitter's
Ever since-
I mean, I
ever
still
since-
love
So-
Twitter, but I
I love Twitter too, but it's definitely
it's
right
getting
wing
weirder.
now. I know John probably likes what's going
Right
on.
wing.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
It,
Yeah.
It just
weird.
is interacting with me differently since Elon
interesting.
came back. Not that I don't like it, but
Hey, I didn't see Johnny yesterday at the MLK march, John.
Oh, I
You
was.
took a straight day off.
I will. No. Well, I'll spare
As
you
opposed
guys
to a
from the
gay day
stomach
off?
bug.
Straight day off.
Yeah, spare us,
had that
please.
last week, John.
Yeah, man, you've been getting sick a lot lately. What's up?
Have I?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, he had a sore back.
That's
Oh,
right.
He
my
needs
back
to
hurts.
take some time from carrying this podcast.
Maybe you need a haircut.
Yeah.
So let him have rest his back a little.
It
bit.
looked awesome though. I watched that video. What a great.
was a cool
turnout.
video, right?
Oh, we're gonna
Yeah.
show that.
You watched the video I put up?
Yes.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's cooler if you play it in like a little faster motion than normal.
Oh, we'll see if our production team can do that. Like play it fast.
But basically, I stood at the door, and everybody that was doing the march walked right past me.
Yeah, it was a really cool video.
Yeah, it was neat.
We'll see if John can speed it up.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, I'm sure I
we
can.
can go ahead and
Yeah.
do it now.
Why
I
is
mean-
everybody running into the Civic Center?
It looks cool. It's one of those like
You wanna
fast
do it
videos.
now?
Yeah, let's
Sure.
do it.
All right. Here we go.
Well, I
exciting.
mean, we could talk. We don't have
I'll just
to.
scrub it. Look.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
exactly
cool.
right.
Yeah,
Look how
isn't
you
that
did
neat?
that.
I'm going to do a TikTok on that.
Wow.
There's a, I
That
don't know,
is a lot of people.
couple hundred.
There I am.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like the
Yeah.
turnout. Looks
Yeah, look
nice.
at a lot of kids. Very diverse, too. It
Yeah.
was,
Well, that's Hammond.
Yeah, Hammond's very
I know.
diverse.
Super diverse crowd. It was funny. I saw from Valparaiso, all due respect to Valpo, Valpo University had an event, and it was on the paper, and then they showed the marchers. So they're like Hammond. Hammond, we have
Sure.
a march, right?
Yeah.
And Valpo did a march, and I looked at the crowd, and from the picture that I looked at, it was 98% African-American students walking around, no Caucasians.
What?
And I'm like, you look at Hammond's super diverse. Little kids, there's like obviously Caucasian, there's men, there's women, of course African American, Hispanic. It's like that's one of the things. Our march, and by the way, we don't get anybody taking pictures of our march because it's 6 a.m, right? Yeah, like maybe we should rethink our strategy if we want to get more press, but we get no coverage of our march.
So that's interesting you say that, and I'm trying to remember Pastor first pastor that spoke before you, Oliver Oscar. Oh man,
You're not supposed to ask me questions.
No, I know. No.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyway, he said something that I think is kind of with what you said about the video. Like MLK's dream was to have an America that, like, everybody, is kind of hanging out together, and that's what Hammond looks like to me in that photo. That's what's cool about it.
Yeah.
And I think, like you said, I thought when you were telling the Valpo story, I thought you were going to say it was all white.
No, it was it was all African American, which is obviously it's great.
Sure, but
what I'm saying is Dr. King was one of the best Americans. Period.
Without a doubt.
It doesn't, besides the fact he was also African American in the 1940s, 50s, and 60s, when it was nearly impossible as an African American to get to the levels of power that he got to. The fact is, he was one of the, think about, it's crazy, John, and I know you've heard my speech a few times. In America, whose birthdays do we celebrate?
The presidents.
Yeah, so you got Lincoln, you got Washington. It's in the same day, right?
Christmas, Jesus.
Yep, Jesus Christ.
Oh, you even brought that up.
I brought that up.
John, you just did a speech.
And then Dr. Martin Luther King. Those are the people we celebrate. The father of our country, George Washington, the man that helped keep our country together during Civil War, Abraham Lincoln, and Jesus Christ, and Dr. Martin Luther King.
Yeah, that says something.
Yeah.
Pastor Orville, thank you, chat, for saying that.
Yeah, and then another thing, Pastor Sanders, right? And then another thing that's crazy about, I'm going to blow your mind about Dr. King. This blows my mind, and I say it every year, so it probably doesn't blow your mind as much.
He did the first time.
39 years old when he died.
Yes.
Had the Nobel Peace Prize. Had been jailed multiple times, multiple federal investigations. FBI basically tracked him and tried to blackmail him. The FBI. And 39 years old, he was assassinated, and he accomplished all that at the age of 39. So if you're ever feeling cocky about all your life's accomplishments, read about Dr.
Feeling
King.
pretty low right now.
I got 8 years to get the Nobel Peace Prize.
What's that?
Wow.
I've got 8 more years until I could get the
I know.
Nobel Peace Prize.
It was weird. One year, I was literally 39 years old, and at the time, I was pretty proud of myself, mayor. I've been mayor at that point for 5 years.
Kicking
I'm literally about to take over as county chairman. We don't realize it at the time. I'm literally moving up in power, and I'm proud of myself. And then I read about Dr. King, and then I realized you're the same age as Dr. Martin Luther King was when he was killed. And I was like, don't be so cocky, right?
Yeah,
so,
yourself.
yeah, don't be so cocky. Even if I am a mayor in a Midwestern city at the age of 39 at the time, I'm
you don't have a Nobel Peace Prize.
This guy was so dangerous, he was assassinated. That's the only way that they could take away his power is to kill him, and they actually made him probably stronger. So, but it's a great day. It's a day I take very seriously. And
I love the march. It's unique in the sense that it starts at dawn. It always gets a great crowd, and like you said, it's no one's forcing anybody to go out there.
No.
That crowd you saw on video, those are kids. Maybe the kids their parents are telling them you got to go, but other than that, everybody else is out there on their own volition. It's because they want to be.
Yeah, it was funny. Yesterday, Pastor Polk came up to me and says, "Mayor, how many of these you been to now?" And I said, "I've been to every one." I go, I don't know, it's got to be 22 or 23 now. And he goes, he's really proud of me because he's like, mayors used to never come to this, and now you come every single year. I'm like, yeah. And then it was interesting, though. I missed 1 year, and I told him, I was like, yeah, I missed 1 year. He goes, really? I go, I have a pretty good excuse. Remember what we were doing?
I do not.
Barack Obama's inauguration. And I forgave myself. I'm like, if I'm going to go see the first African-American president be inaugurated, I think that qualifies.
I agree
And
with
John,
you.
you know what's crazy about that day? The day Barack Obama was inaugurated, we didn't attack the Capitol and destroy it.
Amazing.
I know. We actually just went
Even
home.
though Trump had, even though
He went home.
John's like, I'm
even though
leaving.
Trump had a bigger inauguration crowd than Obama,
Of course,
right?
it was
You saw the
massive
pictures?
compared to ours.
I don't know why you said, and it's crazy, John. Why do you have to point me out?
What happened, John?
I love you, man.
Hey, you want to talk about the fact that one of our friends is on to greener pastures? Maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
we never like to hear anybody leave
it's
the
definitely
Hoosier
greener.
State, but yeah.
Greener, it's legal out there, and it's greener. That there's constant water supply and constant
Yes.
rain in Seattle. Our friend Drew Anderson's leaving the Indiana Democratic Party and moving to Seattle.
Drew Anderson is a stud. I mean, talk about the comms director, Indiana Democratic
love
Party.
Drew.
If you are a Democrat and you get those weekly emails and tweets and things like that, Drew was probably behind a lot of that. So he's a communications genius. We only wish him well, and he was awesome during the campaign.
It's so funny to hear the Republican super majority talk about we need to keep the smartest in Indiana. Drew's one of the smartest guys I know, and he's leaving Indiana because supermajority. I'm talking to you because of your agenda against LGBTQ community. Drew's also a gay man, and he doesn't want to be in a state that is basically trying to ruin his life.
That's fair.
Right? I mean, by the way, I know about 3 of my LGBTQ friends that are leaving Indiana, and they're like, I'm not staying in this state. It's obvious how they feel about the gay community. Why be in a state that doesn't love you and doesn't respect you?
Yeah, and if you think about it, that's if you're an employer like Cummins or like Eli Lilly,
right?
You aren't looking at sexual preference when you're hiring. You're like, how do I get the best people? And if the best people feel like that's not a welcoming state for me, they're not going to come.
Well, how about tech jobs, Kev? We want to get like the Facebooks, the Amazons, all these big tech companies.
Yeah, they won't even come in.
They won't come here with our agenda against the LGBTQ community. Yeah, it's dollars and cents.
Yeah, I by the way, I thought Drew's final tweet out, not final, but his announcement tweet that he was leaving Indiana Dems was great. There's a photo basically saying like, I do anything I needed to do, big or small, and it's so true. And the photo is him holding up Joe Donnelly's, then Senator Donnelly's chair at French Lick while he was speaking on top of a chair. Is great. Just a great picture.
Yeah, it's a good picture.
So,
yeah, gonna miss him. Love him. He's not done. He could still. The thing about nowadays is you could do your job so he could still be involved in Indiana politics and still. It doesn't matter where you live, is what I'm saying.
Not
he
anymore.
Keeps a 317 on his cell phone. Nobody will ever know where he lives.
That's right.
And then you could just do all your business, And I have friends that do that, and hopefully Drew continues that line and continues to operate in Indiana, even though he has a different zip code. So,
good luck, Drew.
Yeah, good luck, Drew. Love you, kid.
You found an article that I thought was real interesting about this, about water, and I know water is a big issue for you as mayor. Yeah,
Scottsdale, Arizona is under a federal mandate to cut their water supply. And what's going on, the atmospheric river right now that's hitting California, none of it is hitting Scottsdale.
No.
They're still bone dry down there in Arizona, New Mexico. And Southern California is getting a lot, but it seems like the clouds, once they hit California, start going up.
And Northern California.
Yeah, and Northern California is getting annihilated.
Yeah.
But and that's a whole nother matter, by the way. Their aquifers aren't getting filled because they don't do it the right way.
Will the Colorado River get good impact from this, or is that too far?
Well, they'll get the snow melt.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where they get all their water from. But so this town called Rio Verde is reliant upon Scottsdale to bring them their fresh water. And because Scottsdale is getting cut back by the federal government because of Colorado River, and the what is the Lake Mead?
Thank you. Good
super
job.
Low level. They have to force drastic cuts in water supply throughout Southwest America, and this is one of the casualties. So this is a 1-minute clip, so hang with us.
A decades-long drought, depleted groundwater sources, and reservoirs at record lows, leaving Rio Verde foothills an unincorporated town without its own supply of water, high and dry. Rio Verde residents filed the lawsuit against Scottsdale last week, saying the city violates state law and must resume providing domestic water services to the town. Now, only days away from being left out to dry, residents are doing what they can to conserve the little water they have left.
I just cannot believe that a group of people would look at their neighbors and say, we're going to slowly kill off your community.
All
right, Vaughn Hillier joins us now in studio. So,
what do you think about that, John? Anybody?
Yeah, I think it's okay. So I did a little research into this story once you brought it up. I think it's crazy that a community would build themselves in a desert without a guaranteed water supply.
There's
like
no
here's something to remember. There are no pipes out to them.
That's what people don't understand. People that don't understand how cities work, and I was ignorant before I became mayor.
Sure.
Like there's this thing underneath the magical layer of streets that we drive on called infrastructure. There's water infrastructure down there. There's stormwater infrastructure down there. There's cable down there. There's internet down there. Everything that we rely on above the ground
yes.
is below the ground. And when you're in the middle of a desert, there's nothing out there.
That's right.
There's no water. There's no storm water. There's no,
I mean, I feel bad for the folks that are out there, but it's like, wait a minute. You don't even have a pipe. This water gets trucked out to them. Trucked.
Yeah.
And then they have water tanks, like outside water tanks that they fill up for their water supply.
Yeah.
every day. I mean, like, maybe it's just us living in the Midwest, so we're so lucky that we have the Great Lakes that we're going to turn on the tap and turn on the sprinkler system, and I get my water.
We're definitely spoiled.
Yeah, but
I water the grass when it's raining.
Not anymore. The water rates went
Are
up.
we missing something? How would they build these houses without an assurance?
So they said in the article that I read that the developer, I don't know if it's the developer or the city, bypassed a state law that said you had to guarantee water for 100 years. Now, I don't know how you bypass that.
Somebody is getting their ass sued.
Like what regulator approved it, or who signed the application?
All those homes are worth, let's just call it $250,000.
Oh,
that's easily.
Right, absolutely.
Let's call it $500,000. You're talking Arizona, right?
Absolutely.
Each home is at least worth $500,000.
At least.
And there's hundreds.
They said there's 500 homes there.
Oh my God, you're talking. That's honestly, that's $500 million lawsuit easily.
I mean, but what? I mean, like, I'm
$500
going to
million.
move. First of all, like, are you moving somewhere where your water's getting trucked in?
But that's the thing people don't understand. You're just like, yeah, this guy's selling lots. I bought a lot.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm building this multi-million-dollar house.
I guess you don't think about your water supply.
Nobody thinks about that, dude.
You're right.
You rely
that
on
sounds like a great place to live.
Why would the developer subdivide
it's
this?
Probably cheaper than living in Scottsdale because you're further out.
Right. So you just go out there and it's like, wow, you know. Oh my God, we have no water.
So, and the other thing I read is couple interesting facts about Arizona. You said, Mayor, the Scottsdale's under a federal mandate to cut. Number two, 50% of water in Arizona goes to agriculture, so they're talking about cutting back on farming in Arizona because of this. And then third, there is another push to make 100,000 more homes in the Sonoran Desert for in the next 30 years.
I'll be honest with you.
How are they going to do that with the water supply?
I think that Scottsdale, you're going to, I keep saying, as I've said it a couple times on the show, I'm going to say it again, in our lifetime, and I'm not even saying in our lifetime, within the next 10 to 20 years, so I'm going to live to see this, you're going to see a huge migration, like we did, like the United States did in, the 20s, 30s, and 40s, when people moved from the Dust Bowl to California.
Yep.
And they literally because of the Dust Bowl in Oklahoma, right?
Yeah, I was thinking it might be even before the 20s.
Okay.
I don't know when the Dust Bowl
But they had a great migration, and literally a huge part of our population moved to California because they couldn't farm anymore in the Central Plains, right?
But we're in the Central Valley.
We're going to see, you couldn't, California, Central Valley.
Yeah.
We're going to see that same type of movement take place in our lifetime.
Because of water.
I
think you're right.
Because there's going to be no water, because Lake Mead's going to dry up, the Colorado River's going to dry up, and towns like
Lake
Vegas.
Mead's already drying up.
Remember when we drove from San Diego to Arizona, and what was what's the huge reservoir that we passed over?
Lake Mead.
Was it Lake Mead? Okay,
Yeah.
so that was it. And remember, you could see that the levels were so
high water mark.
low. It was
right.
crazy.
Isn't that like
and
that,
it's lower
there was
now.
A couple of stories like a few months back where Lake Mead has dried up so much that they're finding bodies.
Yeah.
Yes,
like
and
crazy.
cars and boats.
That
Sunken
people have
boats.
just like
And I think
there's a boat that's sticking out of the water like this because when it hit the bottom and it was all murky, now
It lodged
that it's dry,
itself and
it's
now
just sitting out of the water, just sticking up out of the ground.
I think I also read that archaeologists are loving it because they're finding like fossils and stuff that they had no clue about. So that's kind of cool.
That's a really nice way to look at.
The archaeologists
total
like
destruction.
I think that
we'll be the
20 years from now. First off, you're going to see right now Indiana has 9 federal reps. Okay, you're going to see that number go up.
Really?
In our lifetime.
Because of that migration?
We're going to have a huge migration from Illinois residents moving into Indiana. We're going to have huge migration from people moving from the southwest to the Great Lakes because this is where the water is. And our home values are going to go up, and our populations are going to go up. You watch.
I think the Midwest will be the benefactors of.
There's no doubt. Why wouldn't you want to live anywhere else in America but where we are right now? Crappy
Dad,
weather, but we got water.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? You went within like 10 minutes of talking about how the LGBTQ community does not want to live here, but everyone else is going to move here for water.
That's a political issue.
Yeah.
By then,
but are they coming here? Or are they not?
By then, everything's going to be fixed. Don't worry.
But no, check this out.
No way.
What happens is as more people move here, more and more Democrats move here.
That would be nice.
That's the thing.
Oh
that's the
God!
The grand plan. It's a conspiracy theory.
Then
John.
John's gonna have to move to another Republican
state. It's the same thing happened to Texas.
John's going to live in Mississippi. We'll all be living in the Great Lakes.
John, how are things down in Mississippi? No, John's going to be in the desert in Arizona.
I'm just using Mississippi as my whipping boy.
How's Scottsdale this time of year?
If I ever run for president, I'm writing
Where's
Mississippi
the water?
off.
You're right.
Oh God!
I'm just going to use Mississippi as my whipping boy state, so that if I ever run for president, Mississippi's just going to go against me, but Mississippi's not going to be with me anyway.
No, although they did elect a Democratic senator.
If you're going to beat up on a state, pick a state that's
Alabama?
never going to be with you. I'm picking Alabama. Mississippi. We're just like on 4 different conversations.
I know.
Now. Yeah. Let's move on.
How about do some ads? That's a good way to get focused.
Let's do that. We got to pay some bills here. All right, Cantrell and Cantrell, attorneys at law. Are you injured? Are you in trouble with the law? Either one. If so, give us a call and schedule your consultation today with somebody who is in the court and at the jail every day. Call John Cantrell at 219-554-4LAW. That's 219-554-4529. Or visit their website at bettercallcantrell.com. John and his wife, Kristen, make a great team and are waiting to hear from you.
Home buyers, listen up. Are you looking to buy a home this year? Join Better Homes and Gardens, Real Estate, and Cardinal Financial for a free home buying seminar at the Hammond Sportsplex this Friday, January 20th from 6 to 8 p.m. Guest speakers will be covering no money down payment programs, first-time buyer programs, ITIN purchase programs, DACA purchase programs, and much, much more. Hear from local experts with real estate, financial, and legal expertise. That's this Friday, the 20th, at the Hammond Sportsplex and Community Center on Indianapolis Boulevard from 6 to 8 p.m. Call 219-588-4265. That's 219-588-4265 to RSVP or for more info at the Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate and Cardinal Financial Home Buyers Program. Free.
Okay. Tortillas Nuevo Leon is the gold standard in Mexican cuisine throughout the Midwest. Look for Tortillas Nuevo Leon's popular red and white label at your local grocery store and enjoy quality Mexican products made with local expertise. Song.
Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón. Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia.
Yeah!
De todo corazón.
Lindsay Cam with the short
I get
hair.
kind of nervous when the cam is on me for that long, and I don't know what to do. I run out of my dance moves. And
Try Electronics. Try Electronics wants to be your complete communications provider. Try Electronics has been a leader in this industry for more than 55 years. They're dedicated to assisting their clients with system integration needs. Try Electronics has the expertise and experience to provide superior results for a wide variety of projects. For more information, call Try Electronics today at 1-800-722-6793.
See how your dad just like stopped? Like he's like that. I don't care about that. Lindsay.
I'm in the biz.
I'm reading the ad.
I'm in the biz. This is what we do in the biz.
and John and I are just messing around back here.
Calumet Brewing. It's time to experience Michelob Ultra with only 95 calories, 2.6 carbs, and 4.2 ABV. It's the perfect way to start the new year and keep those resolutions in check. Whether you're a pro athlete or a daily step counter, the journey is only worth it if you enjoy it. That's why Michelob Ultra brews a light lager that's worth every single sip. So no matter if you're kicking back after workout or enjoying a day out on the slopes, you're sure to enjoy a great beer. Head over to Cal Brewer Michelob Ultra's websites and social media pages for details on this great family of beers. Enjoy the Ultra lifestyle with beers and cheers responsibly. Thank you to our sponsors.
You know, here on LOCPOD, we keep you in the loop. Mm-hmm. That's one of the things we do for you. I don't know if you realize we do this for you. And, you know, we talk about things that are on the cutting edge. And a couple weeks ago, we were giving you a story, and here it is right in the news. There was another one locally that did that. The last show where we did the story about the teenager that got shot by the cops.
Yes.
Times picked it up right after we did LOCPOD.
Wow. LOCPOD in the news. And by
we
the way,
we weren't quoted.
Well,
they didn't give us credit for giving them the story. We totally gave the local media the story.
That's okay. I don't want them to like.
There was no credit.
Like, we're never gonna take stories off.
LOCPOD should be given credit on that. We broke that story.
They do give it. They do. I do see LOCPOD in the news, but not on that time.
They didn't this time. They were acting like they found it.
Yeah,
and they didn't even put the whole story together.
They were the gumshoes.
Yeah. So anyway, a couple weeks ago, we talked about a trip to San Diego that 75% of the people in this room were attending.
50%.
Not me.
Oh my gosh, I forgot you weren't there either.
No.
All right, never mind. John and I were there. Yeah. And John, it was shocking. John, you went the last couple trips to San Diego with me, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And there was a big change in San Diego
Huge.
this time, right?
Unbelievable.
It was to remind everybody in case you missed that episode. What was it, John?
Episode 2.
It was episode 2. It was the
3.
homeless, right, John?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
or less homed. What was
less
no,
homed? Yeah,
unhoused.
John said unhoused.
I listened.
The homeless were. It was 500% worse than it was the last time I went there. If not more than that.
And that wasn't that long
It was
ago.
exponentially worse. And that wasn't even that long ago. Within the last couple of years, I got to see the gas lamp district in San Diego, and it was night and day. This last trip we went on, it was way more homeless.
Has anyone said
way more aggressive?
what caused that? Like, why was there such an increase?
It's the shitty mayor. Let's be honest. I don't know who this mayor is. I don't know much about this mayor. But any mayor that would allow that to happen in their business district is a shitty mayor. I hate to say it. And I'm sure it's a Democrat, one of my fellow party mayors. But this mayor in San Diego is dropping the ball. And he's ruining his city because he's too much of a progressive, too far left, that he doesn't even want to take care of a problem in his city, which is the massive amounts of homeless people that are walking the streets of San Diego.
Well, how do you fix that problem, though? I mean, that's a rampant issue everywhere.
Well, we talked about on this show in Hammond, if it happened. You remember what I said, John?
No.
I said in Hammond, if they were in a business district, I would find an area that was acceptable, and I would encourage them to go to that area. And you'd have free use of that area. You just can't be on the sidewalks in front of stores. You can't be in front of people's houses. You got to get them away from the business area and get them to an area where they could pitch tents and they could live without being harassed by the police. That was my option in Hammond. Okay. Now, it's very interesting. Bill Walton is an NBA legend, right, Kevin?
Absolutely.
I'm not a basketball guy. You know that. UCLA. He's won the national championship.
Celtics.
Boston Celtics. He's a big-time guy. He's a commentator.
And by the way, a big San Diego guy. I think I don't know if
It's
he's
his
on
hometown.
I don't know if he was on the Clippers when the Clippers were in San Diego, but
Oh,
he's
really?
like a big San Diego guy. And his kid played for UCLA too, so I think
San Diego's, it's a gorgeous, it's one of my favorite cities in America. So to see what happened this last trip there was really heartbreaking for me. And so here we are, NBA legend Bill Walton pens an op-ed, and I'm going to read portions of it, and we're going to talk about the proposal that they're pitching right now. Sadly, and with a broken heart, I can no longer say that my hometown of San Diego is the greatest place in the world, Walton wrote. I can no longer say that San Diego is a safe, healthy, clean, and beautiful place. I can no longer urge my family, friends, tourists, and businesses to come to San Diego to live, work, and play. Most of us can no longer walk or bicycle on our downtown city streets, sidewalks, and parks without facing an obstacle course of tents, bodies, human excrement, needles, trash, and a slew of walking zombies who are impossible to distinguish between those that are just down on their luck and others who are out of control substance abusers about to attack us, Walton wrote. Basketball Hall of Famer Bill Walton has been outspoken about the homeless crisis in San Diego, and on Saturday he authored co-authored an op-ed calling for their reallocation from the city. This article leaves complaints about how much the homeless crisis has affected residents of the city and describes Sunbreak Ranch as the saving grace for the city's issue. Sunbreak Ranch is a site on an empty plot of land east of Interstate 15 on a Marine Corps air station, according to the article. It's 2,000 acres of open land with toilets, portable showers, and medical tents. Those who decided to come would live in a community tent and camp in their own protected areas. San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria touched on the homeless issue on Thursday. It's not okay for children to have to walk in the middle of the street past encampments to get to school, he said. Gloria said he planned to work to end the crisis. He vowed to open more shelters, clean up encampments along the city sidewalks, and limit evictions, among other things. That's a shitty mayor right there.
The thing I thought about Bill Walton's op-ed is I thought it was really thoughtful. Like, it wasn't like he wasn't like, F this and complain about this. And it was like, okay, listen, I love San Diego. It's my hometown. I've seen what's happened, and here's a great solution for it. Let's fix it.
Agree. I think Bill Walton's running for mayor.
That's what I was thinking as you were reading that.
Thank you.
That's what I was thinking in this picture that they have of him. Like, I've seen pictures of you like that.
Yeah, I hope he does too.
I hope he does.
Because he's got a plan. He's got a thought out plan. He knows what the federal government needs to do. He knows what they need to do. He's going to win if he wants. This freaking mayor is an idiot. I don't care who this mayor, Todd Gloria, sucks. Like, anybody who would let that happen to their city has no clue on how to be a mayor. This guy should just go away. Bill Walton already has 10 times the qualifications.
I mean, if you've let your city go that much because of a problem that you can fix, there's a problem.
It's totally fixable.
Yeah,
it's totally fixable.
I mean, people aren't allowed to camp out without a house. You can't just camp out. And just one example. There was a situation where there was a tent in the back of a house where a homeowner was allowing that tent to happen. Guess what happened? The mayor said to the police, guys, gals, police officers, go out and get that tent out of this guy's backyard and tell that person they got to move on. I witnessed that. That's what you did. Because you can't have a tent in the backyard.
I was
Sounds like, what are you talking about?
Yes, I mean, I'm just saying one tent.
I agree.
And Mayor Tom was like, "That's not happening. You can't." You know,
It's a slippery slope.
He asked me, "Is there an ordinance allowing that?" I said, "No." He said, "All right, let's take care of it."
It's a slippery slope.
Right.
If I let one person sleep on one sidewalk, then a week from
In
that,
one
it's
tent.
4 people.
That's
and
right.
then after that, it's 14 people.
Because the word
then
gets
after
out.
that, it's 44 people.
Word gets out.
Right. And
Come
then-
on. Hammond's letting you sleep in your tent.
That's right. You can't do it. You cannot do it. And by the way, Todd Gloria, somebody's got to be the asshole in San Diego. That's your job, to be the asshole in San Diego, Mayor Todd. And you're not doing it. You don't want to piss anybody off.
You're not going to piss off voters.
You let problems proliferate. Yeah, because he doesn't want to piss off the advocates for the unhoused or the homeless, or whatever you call it, right? He doesn't want to piss them off. So what he does is he lets it proliferate.
Yeah.
And then
now he's got a big
complaints
problem.
from us don't matter because I'm a tourist. I'm not going back to San Diego until they fix it. And I love San Diego.
Yeah.
I'm not going back into that shit. You got to be shitting me, Todd Gloria. You're freaking ruining San Diego. So Bill Walton has a plan. And Bill Walton's already 10 times
and
the
by
mayor.
the way, the thing about Bill Walton's plan, I thought, was it's not like uncaring. It's like he's not like take all these people and throw them in jail.
Right.
Let's write them off.
Right.
He doesn't do
He
that.
has a plan.
He's like, let's
He has
get
a
them
place.
to a place.
2,000 acres is huge.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. You cannot let the gas lamp district, the first time I went there as an adult, I was just amazed at the beautiful people, the amazing restaurants, the vibrant nightlife. I was just like, my God, this is one of the coolest places I've seen in America. And then I went back and then I saw a few homeless people and I was like, whatever,
Not
I can
even
live with
much,
it.
right? Yeah.
And then I went back and it was a little bit more. This last time I went back, Marissa said straight up, I would not come back here. And I
Wow.
was like, I love it so much that it hurts my heart to hear my wife say that.
And look, Bill Walton, same. He loves this city.
I agree.
Tom, I've been to San Diego 3 times. The
Yep.
first 2 times, I always have fond memories. Like, it's just such a beautiful place. The weather's always beautiful. And the third time, I told Amy, I said, take a good long look because
Yep.
I don't know when we're going to be back here again.
I agree, man, right?
Johnny, was that much of a
Kevin,
difference?
it
wasn't even close.
Impossible.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's the mayor is such a shitty mayor. Like, anybody that would let that happen. I'm staying in, what was the name of the place I stayed, John?
Started with
Started
an
with
A.
an A.
Started with an A,
Something like that, yeah. It was a nice hotel. It was, I mean, not over the top,
Yeah.
but it was a nice hotel. I mean, it was like a 10-story hotel, beautiful. A
Rooftop pool.
guy pitched a tent across the street from our hotel. Across the street. And they were just like, all right, I guess that's his house now. Nobody was doing anything. It's like, what the hell is going on here, guys? I'm a mayor, so like I'm just getting stressed watching this dysfunction happen right in front of my eyes.
And you're like, I know, I would deal with this.
Dude,
it wouldn't get to this
almost
point.
knocked on the door of City Hall myself. Like, what the hell is the matter with you, Mayor Gloria? You freaking moron, right?
Yeah, really bad.
I noticed that Tent City right by your hotel, they were all attached to the post office fence. And I
What?
wondered if there's a thing to that.
No,
Like-
John, it wasn't a post office. It was something else.
Oh,
It
Because
wasn't
I
a-
can't imagine the
mail
federal
truck,
government
like,
would allow
It
that.
was
center.
it was like a Salvation Army or something like that, John. And I was figuring they were getting food there because it was a huge
Interesting.
city, right? Like
Oh, it was huge.
between where John's place was and between where Marissa and I were, we were walking back and forth.
1 block, right?
It was a couple blocks maybe, right?
And
5-minute walk.
There's people just bathing in
Dude,
the street. It was
like I'm telling, like what he's
needles.
saying.
Yeah.
There was water coming out of the tents into the. They're pissing right out of their tents, like pissing right on the sidewalk. It's like this what Bill Walton's saying about human excrement. That's happening. Where do you take a crap if you're in a tent and there's no porta potties around? You go right there.
Yeah.
And the Mayor Gloria is just
question,
like,
John.
Mayor Gloria is like, yeah, right. There's no woods, and then Mayor Gloria is just sitting back like, oh, we got to have mercy on the unhoused. We got to have.
And I think that's the key is like, I don't think that like Bill Walton or what you're saying is unmerciful. It's about finding a solution to the problem or maybe the issue. Maybe it's better to say the issue and getting to the point where you can say to these people that need help and obviously don't either have the money to be housed, have mental illness or other issues, and get them to a place where they can get help. I mean, you're not saying like be uncaring. You're just saying like you got to enjoy your city for those that want to come and enjoy it or that live there, and you have to deal with people that may need help. But it shouldn't be in the middle of the city street.
You should have 2 tourists. Well, we have multiple tourists in this room. 2 people who have just recently been there and said they're not going back.
Yeah.
I can't go
Bad-
back
bad
because my
for
wife
business.
won't. I'll go back if the Cubs are playing the Padres, right? I wouldn't go back just like we made up a reason to go out there this last time. I wouldn't do that again unless like if there was like a bowl game or something big I wanted to see, I'd go. But
Yeah.
I will say the last day, Amy and I went with Aaron Christine to like some beach on the ocean. Didn't have any issues up there.
yeah, They're all in the gas lamp district.
They're all in the
where all the commerce takes place.
All the commerce and a lot of tourism.
Mayor Gloria, if you're a listener, you suck. You're a horrible mayor. You're going to get beat by Bill Walton.
Or anybody, hopefully.
Right. Hey, for those of you that aren't aware, I'm a bowler.
This is a little known fact about the mayor.
I'm a bowler.
We have talked about
Are
it a
you
little
really?
bit on
When
here.
was the last time you bowled?
I bowled in French Lick on shitty lanes and did really horrible. But the last time before that was with my stepdad. And
Oh.
Yep.
That was years of Bill's thing.
He
Like
beat
every
me.
time we'd go and visit him, we'd go bowling.
Yep.
What's the name of the I forget.
Napa Bowl.
There you go.
Yeah.
The King of the Mayor Tom, King of the Napa Bowl, circa 1977.
Yeah. No, like 1980s. Yeah.
Our
Early
next
80s.
vlog should be a little bowling outing.
Tom at the Napa Bowl.
You guys would be shocked.
Okay, let me ask you this.
In a good way.
Do you have like your
You
own?
guys are
do you still
laughing.
have your
I'm
own
not- No, I'm
ball? Do you have your own ball?
No, I don't. But I mean,
You
I
could get one?
Yeah.
You have your own shoes.
I could afford one. No, I don't have my own shoes.
You wear a glove.
I would. No.
When you were
No.
like at the top of your game, did you
No.
wear a glove?
No.
Or one of those like wrist things?
Yeah, you wear that. It
Dad
helps
plays
you.
au natural.
Yeah, I go raw dog. I like the way the fingers feel against
No
the ball.
wrist,
Yeah.
no wrist protection.
Like sometimes you
He
have like
uses
a.
the community
I like when you
balls
put your
and-
fingers in the ball. You want to be able to feel the ball. You don't want anything.
Interesting.
Between. Yeah.
Is that true?
No, I was just making that up.
I was curious. I'm on a bowling tip.
So anyway, there's a little controversy in the bowling world. And I just wanted to get into it real quick for those of you.
For those,
Yeah.
those
There's a Wall
members of
Street
the
Journal
PBA.
article. There's a Wall Street Journal article. This is no bullshit. Okay. There's a huge dilemma in the bowling world, and I wanted to show you guys.
I love when you
It's
talk
just
bowling.
a random article.
I just love this.
I had no clue about
It's a
you.
Wall Street Journal article.
I
me
know.
ask-
I just
let me
didn't
ask
know
you
this
this.
about you.
Have
You
you
didn't
ever
know I was a bowler?
Have you ever
No.
bowled over 220?
Yes.
Wow.
230.
Yes.
Whoa.
Tom, that's
250,
impressive,
yes.
man.
Top number.
256.
Wow.
Awesome.
Uh-huh.
Like, could
I,
you go to a bowling alley right now and say 180 easy?
Yeah.
All right.
Easy.
Okay.
If you gave me 3 games, I would be pissed if I didn't hit 200 in 3 games, and I haven't bowled in over a year.
Okay.
I'd be pissed if I didn't get a 200.
So, John, I think
within
what we're
3
hearing
games.
is he has every right to talk about this story.
It's like
get
it's
into it.
literally like riding a bike. I could pick up a 16-pound ball, which is the heaviest you can throw, and I could break it right into the pocket and get a strike. Probably.
Just talking like that makes me
Right.
feel like he knows what he's talking
No,
about.
I'm really good. Bill, my stepdad that passed away within the last couple months. He passed away right during the campaign, which is unfortunate. But my stepfather was the best bowler I've ever seen, and he raised me in my formative years, and I was a bowler when I was a kid, and I was good, man. I was good.
King of the Napa Bowl.
I swear, everybody that knew me when I was a kid thought I was going to be a pro bowler. Everybody. That was my thing. Wow.
Maybe they'll have a pro-am at the Olympia Lanes. You know how they have the PBA tournament in Hammond? Maybe they'll let you in as like the part of the pro-am thing. Match you up with a professional.
My partner would be happy.
I like that.
Jack Smith says sounds like an employee tournament.
Oh yeah,
They
we've
did it
done that.
once,
We
but
did
you
that.
missed it.
Yeah, I did miss it. I was doing work, but we did have Crown Point versus Hammond one time, and Dave Uran is a big
Why do you
talker.
think we have this bowling pin?
Right? I bowled I did like 7 strikes in a row that day,
Wow.
and these guys were like, "What the fuck is going on?" You could tell, I was embarrassed. I was bowling so good that day.
When we had Mayor
It was
Dave
embarrassing
in,
because
I was
I'm like
embarrassed
throwing
'cause I was
strikes.
so good.
I was throwing
so
strikes
good.
so much. I'm just like, it was
You
one of
pikers.
those days. Yeah.
well, that's
They
what
thought you were hustling them or something.
We weren't. Yeah, we were hustling. We were.
they usually hustle
bragging
us, so
rights.
it's nice
for
once
bragging
in a while
rights.
to
We
hustle
kicked our
Crown
ass
Point.
that day.
Yeah.
But so the big dilemma in the bowling world is this. I'm a old school bowler. I like it when the pins fly around and hit each other.
Isn't that what they're
Nowadays,
supposed to
what
do?
you're starting to see, because people are cutting back because of the pandemic and because of manpower shortages, because the ones you don't see too many houses with an actual person behind the lanes. That was the old way, and they called them pin setters.
My dad was one.
Right.
In the
I was
50s.
not. He was at Bolera.
Bolera
Right.
in Hammond, yeah, pin setter.
You don't see pin setters. What you see is really expensive machines that short the.
That's like the big metal thing that
yeah,
comes down.
It comes down, and it's like throwing pins in there.
Grabs
and
the
then, and it
pins,
comes
pulls
up, and
them
they
up.
break a
Okay.
lot, right? So if they break, those lanes are down, right?
Sure.
So, and those are super expensive. And the bowling alley I bowled in had 32 lanes, so you need 32 of those machines, right?
Yeah, like Stardust and Dyer probably.
It's
has
not
30
one big
lanes,
machine;
30
it's
lanes.
one on each lane, right?
Yeah, good point.
So basically, how bowling alleys have gotten around that since the pandemic is they could have them. They're called string pins, where literally a string is connecting them, and a string will lift them all
Each
up and
pin?
set them down. They're connected by string.
That
Yeah,
seems
that is
weird.
wild.
You've played on these games,
I gotta
guys.
Google
When you
that.
guys go to those, you know, like
Up your alley?
yeah,
That's
up your
string
alley?
pins?
Yes, yes.
Wow.
You could tell because there's no action on the pins. You have your ball hits it and it knocks down that pin, one other pin. If it barely clips it, it knocks it down. But the pins just fall down. They don't fly around like in a real bowling alley. Like if you want to pick up a
It's not
split,
as
like a
destructive
free
and
pin?
not as
Like a pin
satisfying.
it's like
without
it's literally like a video game more. And
at
it's a
this.
real bowling ball. Yeah.
What the?
Wait a
Yeah,
minute.
that's it.
Crazy.
That's it. Just do that again.
What?
That's it. See?
You
They're all
can
connected.
That looks weird.
Fuck that.
I don't
Right,
like that.
it's bullshit.
I don't like it.
Agree. But this is how bowling is
Well,
gonna,
because it's cheaper. You don't need the big machine to.
and all the old school bowlers like myself hate it. My stepfather Bill is rolling over in his grave right now.
Wow, he would not have liked this.
No, he wasn't buried either. That'd be his urn is rolling
Rolling over in his
His
urn.
urn is
his urn
turning
just fell
around.
off the fireplace.
Like a bowling pin.
Right. You know,
Like
so
a free bowling pin.
this is bullshit. Any bowler that knows it, it's not real bowling. And then your scores are going to go down. It's way harder to get a good score. But bowling is about the pin flying around, knocking into other pins.
Which, by the way, is skill.
it's pin action. Yeah, because that's why people curve it. If you curve it,
Interesting.
it hits it, and then the pin flies the way the ball was moving.
Makes
and the
sense.
pin could wipe out like the 10 pin, the 7
It's all
pin.
physics.
It is. So, like, you don't even need to curve it if you have string because the pins aren't flying around, so why curve it? And curving is hard, by the way. It took me a long time to
Can't
learn how
even
to do that.
imagine.
Yeah.
You don't curve, Kevin?
It's like a curveball. No, I mean, I think you don't you have to, like, I don't know. Tom
Dude,
would
it's
have
not,
to show me.
Everybody thinks you spin it, and that's how it curves. That's not the way to do
Really?
it. Yeah, just you see it. I used to coach bowling, by the way.
Oh, this is
I did.
so awesome.
what?
When I was, you want to hear a funny
When
story?
he
This
was
is
in high
awesome.
school.
I was in 11th grade. I ran a league of about 100 little kids, 5-year-olds. I was in 11th grade. And I would come rolling in after like Friday night out with my friends. I had Saturday morning bowling with these little kids. I was responsible
They're
for
active.
everything. Yeah, man. And I was coaching them. And I coached that for like 3 or 4 years.
That's awesome.
Where I was like little kids.
Right, then you're off to the Navy.
And then, and then I went off to the
Wow.
Navy and I never bowled again, funny enough. I mean,
Brett's
once
a
I
good
went to the
bowler.
Navy.
I take it
Who
they
is?
don't.
Brett.
Oh, you hear that?
He's got that crazy curve. Now that I think
For
about it.
Shaw.
I would kick his ass and bowl.
Wow.
Let's go. Let's freaking go.
Wait, so you didn't
Brett's
finish
good
that
at
thought,
everything.
Though. I need to
Brett's
hear this.
good at everything.
You said you don't spin it. What do you do to make it curve? Or is it a
You
secret?
roll it. You roll it.
Roll it.
Rolling is coming behind it.
Well,
Coming
A
behind
little
isn't
it.
that
English?
how
Getting
it works?
I need a bowling coach.
Like
you get
when
it
you put the ball
rolling.
down the
That's
lane,
a
it
curve.
rolls.
Interesting.
Not like that. That's not a curve.
Whoa.
This is. You
This
get
is
it.
all the things
That's
we learn
why
on
you
LOCPOD.
come behind it and the ball rolls off your hand. That's what gives you the action.
I think this is fun.
I think we got our next vlog
Yep.
figured out.
Tom with the bowling alley.
tips.
Yep.
Mayor
From-
Tom.
No, Coach Tom.
Coach Tom. Those little kids. Those kids are like 40 now. Those little
Yes.
kids that I coached. Seriously.
least.
Isn't that crazy?
Well, I guess we can let's finish up this segment with you saying pro or anti string pins.
I'm old school.
I'm going to take that
I
as
like
an
the feel
anti.
of a ball on my hands.
spinning off.
The
of it.
bowling ball on my hand. Never mind. Let's
Is
just
that
move
the
on.
title? Should that be the
Yeah, I
title?
like the feel of a
Yes.
ball on my hand.
Yes. There's your
Okay,
title.
There you go. Yeah.
All right.
It always comes naturally.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
All right, let's move. Let's do. We got.
we got final ads, and we're going to come.
Yeah.
We're going to talk Andrew Tate.
Oh,
Andrew
yeah. If you don't know
Tate.
who Andrew Tate is,
Gag.
I don't know who Andrew Tate is.
you're going to know
I've
a
heard
lot
a lot
about
him lately.
Mm-hmm.
Powering America. Are you looking for a new career in 2023? If you're a person who enjoys working with your hands in a challenging and ever-changing environment, an electrical apprenticeship might be for you. Earn a competitive wage while you gain valuable experience. Did we mention employer-paid benefits, including health insurance, pension, annuity? I thought so. If so, if you're interested, visit applied697.com. That's APPLY697.com. POW! Sponsoring by Powering America.
Oh, my turn.
Your turn.
Oh, okay. Rogers Roofing. When you want the best for your home and family, trust the best in the business. Rogers Roofing. Rogers Roofing has transformed homes in Northwest Indiana and Chicagoland for more than 54 years, providing quality roofing, siding, gutters, and windows, all backed by the best warranties in the industry. To learn more, to schedule your free consultation, visit rogersroofing.com or call 219-933-9145 today. That's rogersroofing.com, 219-933-9145. And remember, at Rogers Roofing, excellence is expected every time.
Misprint Printing. Misprint specializes in delivering the highest quality signs and printing on time and under budget. Misprint's experience and technology allows them to offer custom, commercial, on-demand printing and sign solution. Rick Baltonsberger and his team have served Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana for over 30 years. They have 2 convenient locations to serve you in Munster and their new location in Hammond on Calumet Avenue.
Byway Brewing. Byway Brewing is a family-friendly microbrewery with a spacious taproom and an outside patio. Our brewing equipment offers a unique backdrop for your private event like weddings, reunions, or corporate parties. We're conveniently located just off of 8094 at the Kennedy Avenue South exit. Come on by and enjoy Byway's award-winning beers and unbeatable menu. For more information, check out bywaybrewing.beer.
The Ron J. Prestomer Insurance Agency has been located for decades right on Indianapolis Boulevard, serving all your insurance needs. They specialize in a wide variety of insurance products and services, including auto, home, business, life, and much more. The Prestomer Agency serves over 1,000 people and businesses in all Chicagoland and the Midwest. Call Ron, Ronnie, or Michael at 219-844-0103.
Thanks, Linz.
You're welcome.
Thank you to our sponsors, all of them.
Let's go. What you got, Kevin?
I think John's got something that he wanted to bring up. He
Really?
he had a tweet that went a little, I don't want to say viral. Well,
What?
just got liked by somebody famous.
Something interesting happened to me.
Yeah, what's that?
So I'm back on Twitter because I appreciate
Thank
what
goodness.
Elon's doing.
I appreciate what he
that took John to come back on Twitter.
I'm not an Elon hater. I respect
I'm
him.
getting to be an Elon hater.
I am an Elon
Yep.
hater.
I'm getting
He's
to be.
like the modern day
It's
version.
like a
of-
whiny little
He's Henry Ford.
bee.
Modern day. And Henry Ford was a pain in the ass, too, by the way.
and
Was
a
he
Nazi,
really?
and
Yes,
a
he
Nazi
was.
and
And
anti-Semite.
he was,
and a
yeah.
racist.
Yeah, and a
racist.
racist.
Right.
There you go.
Are you saying Elon's a racist?
No, I'm saying Elon's a lot. He's peculiar, like Henry Ford.
Well, anyway, so I'm getting back on Twitter. I don't have many followers, but I'm posting here and there the past few weeks. And the other night, it's
Do you hear that, LOCPOD?
He also paid for the blue check mark because I know John didn't get that on his own.
100%.
You get the blue
I
check
support
mark?
Elon.
What a bunch
man.
of
Oh,
bullshit.
God.
I freaking earned my goddamn check mark. By the way, LOCPOD, he's begging for followers. So
Yeah, did you
please
see
follow
that?
John. And while you're at it, follow me, for God's sake.
And you'll never
Yeah.
know if you would have got the blue check mark on your own.
Yep. He would have been
Oh,
there.
I remember
Just pays
yesterday
for it.
Chase was like, hey, John Vesmar followed me on Instagram. He doesn't follow me on
So
Instagram.
all of a sudden, John's like all of
Wait.
social media. He's all over the place, apparently.
I don't follow
How much
anyone
does that
on
cost you,
Instagram.
man?
I don't follow anyone on Instagram.
You must have
$9 a
accidentally,
month for
'cause
now.
you
It'll be
follow
19 next
Kanye,
year.
Somebody
much-
else and Chase. And that's
Oh.
it.
How much did you pay for the check mark,
I
man?
think it's like $8 a month or
For
something
now.
like
It's like
that.
Netflix
Do
started
they
at
take
4.
it away if you stop paying?
Probably. Yeah.
Like Netflix started at 4. Now it's like, what, $18 a month or something? I don't know what I pay for Netflix. That's John, next year you're going to be paying $20 a month for your blue check mark.
I support Elon.
Do you get any?
for
Do you get
most
any
of what
like
he's doing.
positives out of the blue check mark? You're like,
I have no clue.
Maybe that's how you got this like.
yeah,
Oh,
that's exactly it. You know
that's
why? You
how
know
it
why?
works.
You're right.
You know why? Because one of the things I noticed when I became verified on my own, but one of the things I noticed, if you're verified and you get verified, you have a whole section that's called verified, and if anybody else that's verified likes your stuff, it like
All right.
that's how it happens.
That's
John.
how it happened, John.
So Ricky Gervais,
We're convinced. You paid $9 a month.
he's not looking at regular humans. He wants to know just the people with the blue check
Can I
marks.
set this up?
Yeah,
Sure.
It's midnight. My dog, my best friend next to me, sleeping.
Hold it. I don't think Amy appreciates that.
She's my best friend too. But
You can have more than-
I
you can
take
have
a
more than
picture
one
of my
best friend.
dog. I take a picture of my dog, Prudence, and just something in my mind was I remember Ricky Gervais tweets a lot about his cats, and he'll often put "Have a peaceful night" in his tweet, and it's a picture of his cats. So I think, you know what? It's midnight. It's like 6 a.m. in England. I'm gonna tweet this picture of my dog and say "Have a peaceful night" and at Ricky Gervais. Ricky Gervais, the creator of The Office, a huge stand-up, one of the brilliant minds of our time. And I wake up the next morning and like my Twitter's just going nuts. Like there's almost 20,000 views on this tweet. Ricky Gervais liked it. So what I'm learning, we all knew this, of course, is this is a great case in the effectiveness of liking stuff, sharing stuff, retweeting, rating. Tom talks about this on the pod a lot.
Which we want our viewers to do and listeners.
That's what I'm getting at is like our streams, comment on our streams, share it, tweet it, rate us on Apple Pod. That'll help us with everything we're doing here.
Should we
Yeah.
pay? Maybe we should pay for LOCPOD to have our blue check mark.
I
That would
would
be
do
smart.
We should.
Why wouldn't we?
Why
should.
Why did I come up with this?
Yeah,
Steve Kellogg?
Yeah. Steve
Hello?
Kellogg. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a real good idea.
We'll pay for it.
So
Yeah.
now 20,000 people know what my dog looks like.
That's awesome, John. That's a really cool story.
13
is a
likes,
cute
20,000 people, and a blue check mark got you Ricky
And
Gervais
by the
to
way,
like it.
that is how it happened. By the way, you're not just lucky. You got the blue check mark.
Well-
and that means Ricky Gervais checks is verified, just like I do.
The
And I do. No, seriously, like because if somebody verified does something to one of my tweets, it goes up like
you
that.
want to see it. So John, you probably have a verified section too.
He
now.
thinks honestly, he thinks you're like an important person, and he didn't know he didn't know you just paid for it.
John, I wasn't gonna preface it by saying
I love you,
you're
John.
important.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin.
You're welcome.
I love you, John.
By the way, one last thing about Ricky Gervais that I love, and this is something that's probably lost in Netflix lore because maybe people don't watch it anymore. The Extras. Extras was one of my favorite shows of all time.
Is that
Extras?
His?
Yeah, it's his.
Great
He's
show.
an ex. Yeah,
I love
so
Ricky Gervais for the record.
Funny, funny.
I love the Office old version. I love the
Absolutely
the English version.
And Extras
Ricky
came
Gervais
out right
was
after
perfect.
The Office.
Do you like the
version.
Office American or British version, John?
I like both,
British.
but-
Come on.
I like
it
both.
is honestly the British version is
brilliant.
Hilarious.
What's his Michael?
He's the Michael Scott.
Yeah.
God, he is so
He is
perfect.
so
Ricky Gervais
funny.
is so perfect.
Can you imagine the money he's made just off licensing the American
Yes,
version?
yes.
Good Lord.
Dude, like he looks like in the way he plays it is like everybody loves him and all that, and he just looks like such an idiot.
yeah.
The Michael Scott.
And
Yeah.
there's this
Great.
sadness to it too. It's like
for sure.
It's so
That's what
hard to
makes me-
watch
that's-
almost.
Yeah, that's why I
Exactly.
don't really like The Office because of that sadness that
Yeah.
it makes me uncomfortable.
It seems like the American version was brighter.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, yeah, they definitely made it less sad, but also like Michael Scott is my least favorite character, specifically because he's so stupid.
All right, want to talk about stupid least favorite characters? Let's move on to Andrew Tate.
Hey.
Oh yeah, that guy sucks.
Oh, you like this guy, John?
There's some things I like
Oh,
about
my
him. man.
goodness.
What do you like about him?
Let's just back up. Like,
Whoa.
I don't want John to get
All
in
right.
trouble.
No.
Yeah.
Hold
What do you
on.
like about him?
Hold on a second. Let's set this up.
Yeah,
for
let's set it up because
Look,
I don't even know who this guy is.
Andrew Tate was the most Google searched term of 2022. This guy is
And that
huge.
doesn't mean for good reasons.
No, I'm not saying for good reasons, but you can't understate his popularity.
I only heard about him about a couple weeks ago. I've never heard of this guy in my life.
Wow.
Who is he?
He's a internet personality at this point.
But before that, he was a professional kickboxer or MMA.
Was he good?
Was it
Was he
MMA or
good?
kickboxer? I think kickboxer.
Didn't he get he was on a reality show and then he became a kickboxer.
Really? Or vice versa?
Or vice versa, yeah.
Yeah. Kickboxer onto a reality show.
He's
probably
controversial.
The
He
reality
says a
show
lot-
didn't go too
He's
well.
very flagrant. He says a lot of controversial things. He's very divisive.
He's British, right?
Yes.
U.S. and U.K. I
Okay.
think citizenship. Yeah.
But
Right.
he's become so popular because he just says these outrageous things on the internet, and they're very divisive. Like he's very controversial when it comes to gender, right? He has a lot of opinions on gender roles.
He also likes to hurt women.
I think he's like
Has that
misogynist, probably. Being like John kind of soft pedaled that. Just
No,
FYI.
I don't agree with everything he
So
says.
his big thing, Dad, is that he's basically peddles the idea that when men go and cheat on their girlfriends or wives, it's totally cool because that's what men are born to do. But also, if women do that, then they're worthless, essentially.
So I
That's
think
not gonna be
the
popular.
quote is, he said that if a man's in a relationship and has sex with someone else, it's, quote, not cheating, it's exercise, end quote. Then claimed that if a female partner, quote, even talks to a dude, it's cheating. That was his, hello, John? Yes or no? Up or down on that?
You guys are painting me into a corner.
Hey,
And
Amy, what's up?
It's not.
Hey, all right, Amy's in chat. Let's go. How do you feel about this one, John?
Anyway, it all came to a head recently.
Marissa, this guy's a pig. I just want to make that clear. He's horrible. I hate this guy.
Andrew Tate got arrested
Yeah, and his brother.
For some pretty heinous things.
In Romania.
in Romania.
So there's no extradition from Romania?
Well, no, he's being
No,
charged
he
in
got-
Romania.
He's
He's
for
being
a
charged by
crime
Romanian
taking
authorities.
place in Romania because he lives there.
He moved there
Oh yeah,
on his own choice.
Yeah.
So here's what was interesting to me. So he's arrested on some pretty serious charges, right? Like sex trafficking.
Ouch.
I mean, that's...
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not surprised based on the things I know about him.
So one of the
But
things he
sex
Are
said,
you not surprised? This is shocking. The guy is so popular.
The guy has multiple instances of domestic violence in his past.
But sex trafficking could be, he probably took a woman and moved her to Romania, right?
No,
Exactly.
it's
That's-
so this is interesting. But when he moved to Romania, this is another quote. I wanted to grab some quotes. He said, quote, "I'm not a rapist, but I like the idea of just being able to do what I want.
Yeah,
I
man.
like being free."
This guy's not good.
That was what
John,
he
I
said
would
about
bail.
why he moved from the UK to Romania.
I would bail.
Dude, I think
can't
we're
talk
all
about-
old enough.
You can't talk about rape
Can we?
like that.
No,
That's
you
horrible.
can't. Of course not. But are we not all old enough to see that if someone, there may be some things someone says that's bad.
I agree.
But they've also said good things. They also might have interesting thoughts.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
I'm
I'm
not
writing.
This
is what
I'm your
culture
life
wants
coach.
you to do today.
They
want you to
coach.
write everyone off.
I think you
Okay.
should stop sticking up for this guy.
I'm not sticking up for him. I'm saying when he listen, if one of Andrew Tate's big things is think for yourself, think critically, don't just believe what everyone's telling you to believe.
Mm-hmm.
Is that not a good thing?
It's always good to think critically, but I think also you have to take it into context. Did he say after he said that? Did he say, for example, rape?
Right.
It's a good thing,
Yeah.
or I'm not saying.
I think
said that, but
critically,
I'm
I
just
think
saying.
rape is horrible violation.
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
it all depends. It's the contextual, I would say, John. So on its own, that statement, sure, I think I could say that's a good.
Yeah.
That's something that I agree with.
If
but-
you said think critically, that's a good statement.
Right.
But when you start justifying rape,
and here's why, like for
Right.
example, blah blah
Right.
blah blah blah.
that's where you start losing credibility.
Yeah.
That's not where you start. You lost credibility.
So this guy's got a lot of dough, without a doubt. He has
like how wealthy?
So in Romania, they've already searched 12 properties, and $4 million has been seized in cash, jewelry, cars, and watches.
4 million.
4 million right now.
EU dollars or American dollars?
Pounds, I think it's. Did it
4
say pounds?
million
No, wait,
pounds.
no. $4 million, I think. So whatever that equates in pounds, but.
American dollar is strong.
And they're interesting enough in Romania, they can seize your property, hold it, and if you're convicted, they can use it to offset the cost of the prosecution.
Nice.
So that's
But
interesting.
Let's talk about legally here, Kevin
Mm-hmm.
and Tom, two brilliant lawyer minds of our day.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't even been charged, and he's imprisoned.
Well, he's
Of course,
detained.
they're calling him detained.
Yeah. So
For 30 days.
while they do
While
the
they
investigation.
investigate, while they try to
Well, it's not
find something to charge him with.
American laws don't apply to Romania.
There you go.
bud.
You got the answer. It's
That's-
Romanian law.
Right.
So
there's
they
no
must have
constitutional protections there.
They must have a pre-charge detention. They,
yeah,
I mean,
there's
there's
you're not innocent until proven guilty there.
There may be, but
There
there's
has to be.
But you're
This
detained.
isn't
but you're
is Romania.
detained while they're investigating.
There must
that
be
doesn't
a
happen
pre.
in America.
Right, I agree, not in America, but that doesn't mean the standard is different. Like
Right.
as far as trial, I guess I'm just saying there must be a pre-charge detention
Right.
allowance there.
I have probable cause to believe there's a crime here. Let's keep this guy in jail while we investigate to make sure. Right.
And
Yeah.
they're taking his property, like Kevin said.
Mhm.
Which
Which they
is-
must also be allowed to do under Romanian law.
This is a tweet from him like yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Is it really from him though?
Does he have a phone in jail?
I don't know.
It must be somebody who has
That's
control
different
of his
with
Twitter.
Romania. Also, you can't
think
tweet from jail.
Did he
He's
buy
just
his
living there.
blue check mark?
Yeah, John. I wonder. Does he pay $8
I
a
think you
month?
can see. Anyone who believes I'm a human trafficker may go well and take their 10th vaccine. He's also big anti-vaccine,
Oh.
which is coming out to be a good thing, right? There are 0 victims, 0 proof of any crimes in our case file. They have arrested me to look for evidence, which they will not find because it doesn't exist.
So
They
this
have
guy-
arrested me to look for evidence. You know what, Andrew? You should have probably stayed in the UK because they may not be able to arrest you while they look for evidence in the UK. But he left the UK because he's a rapist.
There were two women that were arrested with him, and he's been accused of luring 6 women to Romania using this lover boy tactic. John, that's not something you
Explain
use,
it.
is
That's what you were talking about last night.
Yeah. So him and his brother, I guess this is the allegations, by the way, by the Romanian
Lover boy,
authorities.
like the band.
No, I guess it's Lover
Everybody's
Boy.
working for the
Great song.
weekend.
It's our teenage years.
Yeah.
We love Lover Boy. So the Lover Boy tactic, however, is you lure a woman with the belief that they're going to be your girlfriend or wife, or you're in love with them, and then you turn on them. And in this case, the allegation is that they turned on them and then exploited them in sexually pornographic videos that they sold
Well, they're
for a
in another
profit.
country.
That they sold for a profit from their Romanian villa.
So
That's the
basically-
allegation.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, true or not, I don't know.
That's the human trafficking part.
That must be the human
Because
trafficking
if
part.
we have the same kind of laws in Indiana or in the United States where there was a pastor in a Hammond church that took a young girl from Chicago across the state line in Indiana and then across the state line into Michigan so he could have sex with her. She was 16 at the time. He was an adult. If he had sex with her in Indiana, it would have been gross. It would have been against morals and all that. It would have been legal, though. But because he took her from Chicago to Indiana to Michigan and had sex with her, that was it was human trafficking. But it was a federal crime. And he
Yeah,
would-
it was, I think, some sort of like across the state lines, right?
Pastor Jack
Sexual-
Skopp went to federal prison for like 15 years for
Wow.
Yes, he did.
that. A pastor of a church. And I believe he's out now, actually.
So
Really?
Yeah.
This guy, one of the things I thought also was interesting is Elon. He was off Twitter, and Elon Musk reinstated him. So that was something. The old Twitter got rid of him. Elon Musk reinstated him, and he got in a little spat with Greta Thunberg, because He was bragging about his collection of exotic cars and their, quote, enormous emissions. And he asked her for her email address, and she replied with an address ending in @getalife.com.
Nice.
Well, the first
Greta.
half was much better
Yeah.
because it was a small dick energy at getalife.com.
Oh,
Dick
I didn't know
energy,
that. Is that what
yeah,
it was?
I do remember seeing that. Small dick energy at
Wow,
What if
Greta.
that's her email address? I mean,
Yeah.
What is that?
That's
Anyway.
funny.
Well,
Look,
he's making the same joke everybody else did on Twitter.
I noticed Tom's looking at his watch a lot during this. He's uninterested in this topic.
No, I'm not interested. It's a good
It's all
topic.
good.
I'm
That's-
not saying.
Dad's a true ally to women. He does not give the time of day to men like this. He's like, let's just wrap
No,
this up. I don't want to talk
I'm
about
an
this
ally
guy
to women.
anymore.
I don't like this guy, but I'm willing to talk about it, and I am talking about it. But I also am a fan of our audience.
He tried just to give you every idea procedurally where it is, and then we'll finish up. And that is that he was detained for 30 days. He appealed that. The Romanian Court of Appeals denied his request to not be detained. So he's in for 30 days. And the next step is, are they going to request 180-day detention?
Wow,
That's it.
That sucks.
We'll follow it.
John,
I'm not saying he did not do the things they're investigating him for. I'm saying I would be shocked because of his status to do these like very evil things, but be running around for 2 years like king of the world. Like it's just insane. It's really insane, and that like, his mind would have to be totally just to do that stuff. Is
I mean,
nuts.
he has the money to make sure that he doesn't get caught.
Sometimes when you have the money, you think you're above the law, and you're not.
He also, I read too, like he got a lot of his money early on from running like a cam business with girls. So
wow.
there's some things about this guy's past that just aren't great.
Red
right?
flags. Yeah.
Yeah.
Red flags.
Yeah.
All right. Wrap us up.
all right, guys.
Locomotive.
Well, another great show. Thanks, John, for a great show. What did we decide on the title today? I like the feel of
Something
it.
about you.
it was,
How about your
uh,
feeling of balls in your hand or something?
no.
Like that?
Ball, not
I
balls.
like the
Thank
feel
you.
of a ball on my.
A
There
singular
you go.
ball.
That's a good one. It's a ball. Right.
Good
Thank
point.
you.
Yes.
All right, Lynn, it's
Thank you.
great to see you, baby. I love your haircut. You look
Thanks.
very pretty.
Oh, see, he came around.
Yep. Kay Smith,
Yes, sir.
good job.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Good to see you back. And we'll be back on Friday. We have a guest in limbo right now. We're trying to figure out if it's going to go down Friday. It's a great guest. Regardless, we'll bring a great show to you on Friday. So we're going to work out the final details with our guests, and we will be advertising it. But we'll be back on Friday as normal. Love you guys. By the way, next Tuesday, I'm just putting it on everybody's radar, we are going to be out of the office for one show. Next Tuesday, we will not be doing a show.
Tune
that
in
day.
Friday, though.
Yeah, we'll be back the Friday after. So
You get a
FYI,
week off?
you get a week off, Lindsay.
Hell
so
yeah.
you're not going to see Notorious LMP for 2 weeks. So anyway, thanks for coming back on. We'll remind everybody
all
on Friday
smiles.
that Tuesday we are off. So thanks everybody for listening to LOCPOD. We are Belgium's top-rated podcast for a reason and the most dangerous podcast in Indiana. We are out. LOCPOD's out. Take care, everybody.